Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of GTA Trash, where I take a look at trash in the world of Rockstar Games and GTA 5 overall and talk about why they're trash. In this episode I take a look at the once legendary Rhino tank. Yes, that's right, it's not just completely useless tat like the journey that I would consider trash within the world of GTA 5. Stuff like the Rhino tank can also be subject to scrutiny. And the funny thing is, this thing really wasn't trash, at least back in the day. I wasn't around to witness this, but you'll often see countless people in the comments section talking about how the Rhino tank was an unstoppable force to be reckoned with, and was something to be feared. In its current iteration, the Rhino tank really is quite the exquisite specimen, and just like the journey that we looked at in the previous episode, the Rhino tank looks a bit outdated. Again, just like the journey, the Rhino tank is a vehicle that was left over from the 2013 version of the game, which means, ew, what's that thing supposed to be? And people say Comic Sans is the worst font. Is that supposed to be an ammunition belt or gaffer tape? Yeah, the Rhino tank does look a bit outdated, don't you think? I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely a bit rough around the edges for a game that we all play on today's consoles. And anyone new to the game who sees this tank for the first time, they're going to be asking some questions to say the least. I mean, the thing doesn't even have a proper interior. All it has is a square hole that isn't even big enough to fit inside. Your character just kind of awkwardly squeezes himself in between the tank track wheels, looking ridiculous if you look inside the tank's vehicle model. But to be fair, other more detailed vehicles do the exact same thing too, so we really can't complain too much. What we can complain about is this thing on top, the machine gun that cannot be used. Yes, that's right, it's just there for show, folks. May as well just have an airsoft gun planted on top. The tank can only have one guy in it, the driver. We have the likes of the Kanjali, which was released years later, and that allows you to not only have a driver and a gunner, but also open up the rear hatch so that more people can climb inside. And while the machine gun on the Kanjali is only operable while someone is on the inside, I think we can all agree that this is much better than having a fake machine gun on top of your vehicle. And it's a shame really, because you can imagine the disappointment of some new players with their friends, they see the Rhino tank for the first time. It would be fair for them to assume, oh hey dude, look at that Rhino tank over there, let's go steal it. Hell yeah, okay, you drive and I'll get on the gun. Alright, let's do this! Only for them to steal it and they're like, hey come on, hurry up, get on the gun. It won't let me, I can't get on the gun! What a letdown. Maybe there was some sort of technical restriction in the game engine or something, like, I don't know, they ran out of time or something and it would have taken far too long for them to implement the machine gun to be functional. I guess we'll never know. That is, unless there's some sort of YouTuber out there who does GTA 5 related videos and they just so happen to also have 3D modeling and animation experience. Oh wait, I'm that person! It's me! Okay, here it is. Fully functioning, fully rigged and articulated machine gun which can look up and down, rotate 360 degrees, and has a working hatch. It only took me a few minutes to make all this work. It took longer for me to actually motion capture the guy imitating what it would probably look like if a player character was to use the gun. But yeah, I made this work in like half an hour, so Rockstar Games has no excuse as to why the machine gun on top of the Rhino tank in GTA 5 is completely unusable, you motherfucker! So what's it like to use? Well, actually not bad. Well, at least against anything that doesn't use explosives. I had the notion that the Rhino tank was its own greatest enemy when it came to staying alive, but actually, at least right now in the current iteration of GTA 5, the Rhino tank is really good at running over cars without blowing itself up in the process. I'm stunned. I could have sworn the Rhino tank was really bad at doing this at one point, like it would destroy itself after running around for like, what, 2 minutes? It seems it's still pretty weak against anything explosive, which I'm not surprised. I can of course blow myself up in just 4 shots by shooting at a wall or something. you'd say, you know what, I was going to do something stupid and completely pointless to round up this episode of Trash GTA. But as it turns out, the Rhino tank really isn't that bad of a thing to be stuck with if you only had the money to buy that. Don't get me wrong, if you went ahead and bought a Rhino tank without doing any sort of research as to how good or bad the thing was, we would all very promptly laugh at you, but if you were forced to use one for whatever reason, like for a mission or something, it's safe to say that you won't be completely blown away if you had to use one in a fight. Yes, the tank is very outdated in terms of practical and visual design, but it will get the job done. And hey, I do thank you for watching, and before you go, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, first click on the subscribe button, then after that you must click this bell. Otherwise all you've done is just clicked on a useless button which has the word subscribe on it. You won't actually see any future videos from anyone you actually subscribe to, unless you click that goddamn bell. In any case, I do thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around, folks.